Good morning, Dr. Mohammed. How are you? Thank you for sending in your next essay for correction. Excuse me. This is a lovely title for you, all about health. So in many countries, fast food is becoming cheaper and more widely available. Do the disadvantages of this outweigh the advantages? So it's an opinion essay basically, but disadvantages and advantages. Business managers and nutrition specialists throughout the globe have debated if the ubiquity of junk food is benefiting society. Yet they acknowledge the adverse effects such as obesity. Let's just sort this out. Why business managers? I'm just going to question you on that one. Nutrition specialists, absolutely. But more, I would go maybe health professionals. Be really careful choosing the right people because obviously otherwise it's just a bit strange. Debated if the ubiquity of junk food is benefiting society. You don't need the with society, it's general, so we don't have an article. Now, I wouldn't use yet here. So the benefit, is it benefiting while? I would use while acknowledging, and then you don't need that. So while acknowledging the adverse effects, such as obesity. Good. Okay, that's fine. Well done. Careful you get this right. This structure works. Make sure you can repeat this, but make sure obviously that it works for the right essay question, the right essay type. So is it benefiting the ubiquity? Personally, I would agree. The advantages of fast food are quite obvious. Well, you can't really do this in IELTS because I'm thinking, okay, well, what are they? You have to be careful here. The benefits of fast food are advantages. Why be careful using what I'm hesitating over is using these words again because they can be a little bit unhelpful sometimes. The convenience of fast food. I would agree the convenience of fast food is convenience of fast food is tempting or is appealing, maybe for both. Yeah, okay. This essay we'll discuss. Okay, that's fine. So keep that all in one sentence. So rather than the advantages are obvious, which is that I'm immediately going to go, well, what are they? Here I've put in here convenience. So this is an advantage and something that people enjoy. It's appealing. So I've tried to make this more, just a little bit tidier, that intro, and more relevant for that question, rather than just being very general. This is a super long paragraph. Be careful here. There's ample evidence that the rising demand for junk food could be an indicator of the increasing proportion of low-income population and as a sign of a growing economy. Okay, I get this one. I'm not sure about that one, but okay, let's see. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, it has been assumed that accessibility to supermarkets to stock healthy food could be a barrier to low class. Be careful of class. Be careful of that word. It's a difficult word in English. It is full of connotation. So low income workers or low income families will be better. Low income families and possibly out of their budget range. Hence, now, when you say consume it, I need to know what you're referring back to because you've talked to me in the beginning of the sentence about healthy food. So it looks like that you're talking about healthy food here, but you're not. You're talking about fast food. So you need to say, I tend to consume fast or ready meals, we call them, or highly processed food. do you see what I'm talking about here? This is to do with referencing where you're referring back to. What does it refer to? I think it refers to this fast food, but it looks like it refers to that. So you need to say this again. They tend to consume ready meals or highly processed food uh, because you'd have to say due to the fact that, or just because. Here, so either due to the fact that or because it is cheaper than fresh fruit and vegetables. Secondly, it's apparent that the ubiquity, don't use this again, you've used it once, use another word, will reflect the national budget positively. Right, the number of, the convenience of, the popularity of, by providing employment opportunities to unskilled workers as well as tax revenue that be generated both. Okay. I wouldn't go down this route. I mean, you can, but for me, sometimes your writing is more complicated than it needs to be. Why are people eating fast food? Yeah, because it's easy, it's cheap. I'm in a hurry, I'm working hard, I don't have time to cook, maybe I don't know how to cook. I kind of go down those arguments. This argument, absolutely, you could develop it more. But this one, I mean, I sort of get where you're going, but I think you need to make it clearer for me. Recent empirical research demonstrated that 80% of canteens in the UK are aiding to decrease the rate of unemployment by 40%. So canteens, you'd have to use fast food restaurants. A canteen is what I'd find in my workplace, not in a, I think this is what you mean here. Are aiding to decrease, okay, you have to go aid in the decrease of, in a noun, aiding with a noun, or helping the decrease. Helping decrease the rate of unemployment by 40% and contributing positive to financial growth. So this, for me, this whole argument is slightly, you're talking about the economy rather than fast food, okay? We're talking about the advantages of fast food. We're not really talking about the economy. Obesity, absolutely. So for me, this should be one of your primary arguments. Don't just throw it in there furthermore. This should be absolutely, one, it's cheap, but it should be in the danger, in the disadvantages. So you can't have, this doesn't follow. They're a cause of fatness, therefore it improves living standards. Well, obesity doesn't increase living standards. I think be a little bit careful here. Make sure your arguments are absolutely clear. When you do your planning, write it out. What are the advantages of fast food? Well, it's convenient, it's cheap. Yeah. What are the disadvantages? Health, 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 health. And that is where you build your essay from, I think. So although there's a case, now I don't think there is a case. I don't think you've made a case for enriching society. You've made a case for the profitability enriching society, maybe, but junk food itself doesn't enrich society at all. It's really unhealthy. So again, I think you need to rethink that sentence. So you could have, there's a case for junk food restaurants enriching the economy. The negative impact on health cannot be overstated, absolutely, because commercial nutrition is hard to digest, could slow the resting metabolism, make the burns fat, and lead to, yeah, as well as obesity. So now you bring in your obesity, because this is in your negatives, okay, as well as obesity, yeah? And then you build this. So build on this argument, because you will have cut quite a lot from here. So you build this argument, build this. So explain the dangers of obesity and young children and what's happened. For instance, found fast food promotes insulin resistance, which may cause, we say, type 2 diabetes, which is highly dangerous for, and then say who's it dangerous for. So explain this argument fully. Important to increase. Absolutely. Good. That is a better paragraph, that one. I firmly believe that health importance ought to be deemed wisely, ought to be prioritised. Yeah, public health should be prioritised. The role of people's needs and economic requirements are much greater to the country, be more widely available. So you mean the fast food or the education? You've asked me to kind of grade you. This is difficult for me because it is some aspects of it are really good. Other aspects of it are not so good because I think you've tried to make it a bit too complicated. I would rather you had simpler ideas and developed it really clearly. To get near a 7, okay, this is definitely not a 7.5 yet. To get near a 7, the coherence needs to be really clear. So you've used the template, which is fine, but you need to make sure, even before you start writing, that your arguments are crystal clear, that you're doing your planning. I think this is a problem in the planning, that advantages of fast food, 1, 2, 3. Disadvantages, 1, 2. Or 2 for each. And why? Think of the problem. Think of what the problem is. Obesity. Develop it. Convenience. Yes, absolutely. Develop it. You work very, very late. You don't have time to cook. It's a pretty straightforward essay. This one. So you need to sort out the planning stage. That will help you on the coherence, and that will help you naturally build your arguments. Then I think you're okay. Because when we've done that, we can add in more grammar. So we need to add in some more complex grammar here, some conditional sentence. If people consume more ready meals, they are more likely to develop obesity as an adult. There's lots of opportunity that you could do that there. Okay, so a little bit more to do, I think, on that task 2, just to get your confidence going on that one. So factors affecting work performance. Team spirit, yes, there's a lot of information in here among different age groups. The results for survey, okay, write the report. The chart demonstrates a survey outcome related to several factors which influence work performance. Age groups, I don't know, you don't need both. Age groups for work staff are between. Overall, the rate of the majority who are between 18 and 30 are the highest, especially for self-development opportunities, stable work environment, right? Yeah. Rating, factors affecting. Okay, I would go, because there's so much information, it's difficult to know which way to put it. Overall, the 18 to 30 year group rated these things the highest. Okay, so 18 to 30 rated 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. Rated those things for the. Okay, but I start with overall the 18 to 30 age group rated. Okay, the highest. As highest, or as the highest. Okay, and then you could have while. In contrast, okay, respect from colleagues. In contrast, and I would almost put it like this, because I think it's very difficult to work out what is this bit and what is your writing. And then you can carry into the other bit. So respect from colleagues was the lowest, but preferred more in the other age group. So come into here, use this bit, and then bring that bit up there. Okay, that's slightly clearer, but otherwise you're good. Chances of person. So again, I just put it like this. When you have a really complicated chart, that's quite a good technique. Had or has the greatest attraction for the most of the youth group rather than their counterpart, which is the highest, compared, closely followed by, yeah, rights, working environment and promotion prospects, whereas the middle middle age group recorded slightly below 40. Yeah, good, well done. That's fine. Simultaneously, good. Most of the statistics registered almost equal. Most of the other registered almost equal amounts. Money team switches under 70%. With just under 70%. Yes, good. Well, work environment, job satisfaction were nearly 60% respectively. Okay. Were voted for by. We need to get a bit of language into here, don't we? I'm feeling that you're kind of giving me the facts, which is okay, but we need to get in some more clever language. Multiple accept from colleagues recorded 5% preference for younger age group, okay, which was less than half of more than 3 times that of. This isn't, I'm just giving you a random example, but this is the kind of language that we want to be getting into here, okay? A greater proportion than in the other age group, that kind of thing, okay? So these sort of phrases are the sort of phrases that we want to be getting in. What you've done is absolutely fine, but because I know you're aiming for a higher band score, something else note down for you. So these phrases like mix it up. Rather than just doing your percentages, quarters of respondents. Okay, the majority of that sort of thing. Those excuse me, those phrases will really help you. So next time, try and include this sort of thing, and then that will help. That will avoid it just being a whole bunch of statistics, which is harder to get through. Okay, I really hope this has been helpful for you, and really good luck with the next ones. Just watch out on that planning stage, right back to the beginning. Okay, well done.